Did you watch Raw? Monday
Yep.
Night Raw.
Yes, I did.
You did, huh? Hang on a second. Let's get to the scene.
So Raw hit 1.75 million viewers, up 6% from the previous week.
Joe, do this. I want to go, okay, because I would have assumed that when football was over, they'd get back up to the 1.8 million, which is what they were doing, before football, okay? And they've been doing that for a couple of years, like 1.8. Right, but during this run, they haven't really gotten into that number yet, right? But Joe, look if you can find out see if you can look this up. If their social media numbers have increased over this course of time too, because here's what I'm thinking is that is because SmackDown is like the show that The Rock is on. Everybody and their mother's watching SmackDown, and the numbers show that, right? So in the course of a week, if you don't have the hours to watch all the rest of everything, I think that maybe some of the fans are foregoing Raw, to make sure they watch SmackDown, but they're picking all the other stuff up on the social media, on the YouTube and stuff. See if you can find that information, because that's what I would bet, right? What else we got here? So we got Raw. So it starts off with one of my favorite characters, Drew. He comes out for promo, so this is going to be good. Some fans gave McIntyre the what treatment when he's cutting his promo, and he said, "Say what if you're glad I took out CM Punk." Crowd kind of laughed, and they quit saying the what. They quit doing the what.
Right. That's a good line.
Yeah, McIntyre asked the fans they want to know the answers to the bigger picture. CM Punk chant broke out, and McIntyre laughed and said, "Absolutely not." And looked at the camera and said he expected a thank you from Punk because he's the only thing keeping him relevant. He's burying Punk every week on the mic. It's great.
Great.
He brought up The Rock, and he spoke about how pro wrestling started carnivals and moved to armories, and now they work with one of the most powerful people on earth. And McIntyre said he gets why Cody Rhodes is upset, but it doesn't involve him, nor does it involve Seth Rollins. McIntyre said everyone from the locker room to the board knows that he's a champion the company can be proud of. And as Seth Rollins comes out and told McIntyre to do everyone a favor and shut your mouth. Then Rollins entered the ring and said McIntyre's been begging for his attention. Rollins dropped down to his knees and dared McIntyre to give him a Claymore kick. Rollins said he forgot that McIntyre's a coward, so he stood up and turned his back to him. McIntyre said that before things get weirder, he just wanted to talk with Rollins and said Rollins was right when he told him to get over the bloodline. Said he gave Collins the same advice, but all Collins cares about is himself. And Rollins said McIntyre started to remind him of CM Punk. So he thought Punk was the biggest hypocrite in the world till he met McIntyre. Then Rollins said McIntyre complained about the bloodline. Now it seems like he's an honorary member. Rollins pointed to the help that McIntyre received when he beat Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Then Rollins said he believes McIntyre would love nothing more than to have the bloodline help him take the title. Rollins said it won't happen. Said he and Cody will take down the bloodline on night 1. And I'll stomp and pin McIntyre night 2. McIntyre said he knew Rollins wanted to put him out of his misery, but there was nothing he could say that would provoke him, and McIntyre exited the ring. Rollins called him out and said he hasn't paid much attention to McIntyre on the road to WrestleMania because of all the things he has to worry about going to the show. McIntyre's at the very bottom of the list. This kind of McIntyre had turned to come back in the ring, but he stopped, then turned around and went to the back, and then Rollins ended the segment by dancing to the people singing the song. What do you think of this?
What do you think of this?
What do I think of this?
Yeah.
I like the story they're telling, because here's the thing. People are saying, let me read your pals. It feels odd to have the World Heavyweight Champion make it seem like he's not concerned by his challenger heading into the biggest show of the year, but they are also made it clear that Rollins is trying to get under the skin of McIntyre. I enjoy the exchange, but I think they need to have Rollins treat McIntyre as a serious threat. I suppose the idea could be that overlooking McIntyre being out for Rollins losing, but it seems like a strange approach for babyface. I think this is where I think Jason is missing the point here. If I'm Seth Rollins, I'm kind of very dismissive. Bro, I've already beaten this guy twice. I'm having to run this back with this guy 3 times. Why would you treat this guy if you're, because that's still kind of heelish. Why, in his character, why would you treat him like I'm really seriously looking at this when you've already beaten the guy twice? I don't think a lot of professional athletes that are going into a fight with somebody they've already beaten the guy twice would look at it that way. You kind of be very dismissive to try to get under the guy's skin and tackle his confidence. I like the verbiage here. I think it's honest. I think that's what you would do. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Well, they've been giving Drew some great lines, and I just thought that all they were doing here was getting in each other's heads, playing mind games. McIntyre's impression of Rollins' laugh is hilarious. Let me just say that. And Rollins is calling out, saying that he needed Jimmy and Solo to help him against Cody and Jay. And then Rollins comes back with, the the thing I'm most least worried about is you. So they're just both playing mind games.
Becky Lynch defeated Liv Morgan in 15 minutes. This crowd liked this match. They actually got a "This is awesome" chant. These two are very, the top girls in the WWE, when you put them against each other, very rarely does it miss on television. Right? Joe, I want to look at show me the numbers for this. Go back and always have the numbers ready for the for this. Pull the WrestleMania numbers up for this. I want to see what this did, because this was actually compelling television. The only thing I like these top girls work. The only thing I do not like about these two is that they're egregious thigh slappers, and they don't need to do it, because the rest of their work is actually pretty good. Liv was very good here. So at the end of the match, they sat in opposite corners of the ring, and Lynch nodded at Morgan as a sign of respect before Lynch stood up and had her arm raised by the ref. Then Rhea Ripley made her entrance while Morgan was about to leave, and Morgan stood next to the barricade while Ripley approached her, and Morgan started jawing at her and was held back by the ref, who blew her a kiss before heading to the ring. Then Ripley congratulated Lynch on her win while a mammy chant broke out, and Ripley noted that Lynch beat Morgan and asked if it was all worth it. Then Ripley said Lynch keeps getting into fights and leaving it all in the ring as he gets closer and closer to WrestleMania. Then Ripley said Lynch claims she fights anyone, anywhere for the people in her family. And Ripley said Lynch doesn't prove to herself that she's the best. And you know that deep down that I am better than you, Ripley said. She accused Lynch of taking too many matches winning the WrestleMania, said she'll have an excuse for why she didn't beat her. That's a good line. And then Ripley said that Lynch won't walk out the man. She'll leave WrestleMania disappointment. Then Lynch recalled saying before the Rumble that Ripley might be better than her, but Lynch said she planted a seed, and now it's led to roots and vines that have spread around the world. Isn't it great having writers? She planted a... could you imagine you just wrestled a match, okay? Your opponent is coming in. Imagine Conor McGregor is in the ring after the fight. His next opponent comes to the ring, and he says, you have planted a seed that's led to roots and vines that have spread around the world. It's like a line from a poem, right? Did not belong here, right?
It's a corny line.
Right. But Lynch said if they have to be her against the whole world, then the world doesn't stand a chance, and Lynch dropped the mic and left the ring. Good match and a good post-match verbal exchange, I thought.
So I thought good match. Liv has improved a lot. Heel Liz, according to Jared Avion. And it just, just Liv has gotten better and better, I thought that I just wish that this storyline that they're doing between Lynch and Ripley and Liv, they would afford the same courtesy to the other girls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they can do it. They're showing it, bro. She did a springboard code breaker that looked devastating. Liv did. And it was very interesting to me that when she was crossing Ripley, she goes, I'm going to take everything you love, everything. And they made sure the mic picked up on it. So somehow, Liv's going to over Rhea Ripley.
Or maybe Liv is going to try and start hitting on Dominic Mysterio. Maybe.
Could be. Right. Could be.
Well, that's what I'm taking. Everything was one of the things she has, Dominic, right? Which actually I think could be very good television.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little bit of info that you were looking for, Di. They don't have the current up-to-date YouTube, but last year they went up 29% around WrestleMania. Right now on socialblade.com, though, it says that the views for the last 30 days have gone down 16.7%.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but maybe they've gone down, but from the last WrestleMania during the period of time to this point, the numbers have gone up. Like the social media is gone. Okay.
Take a look at this. You can see your monthly views and your monthly subscribers.
That's interesting. Well, it's kind of that's weird because they're selling out everywhere. So I mean, maybe those numbers are down, but they're still great.
Oh no, I'm an idiot. It's up 16%.
Yeah, I was wondering that's possible. Yeah. The Rock's here. The buildup has been great.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There's more interest. Yeah. I was like, what?
So the numbers are down like about 7% on television, but they're up 16% on social media on Raw. Yeah. So that's which is why there's house show. Yeah, it doesn't like if your numbers are increasing on social media, but they're down a little bit on TV. And in the big picture, you have 10 million subscribers on the YouTube channel. That's fine.
They broke 100 million.
Did they really?
Yeah, recently. And it says, if you look here, it's the number one sports related YouTube channel. Number one.
Wow. Yeah.
Not 9 video views overall. That's including everything.
Well, I would, that's kind of a weird way to look at it. They may be the number one sports thing, but if you go on the NFL website, that's a generic website. If you're a fan of a team, you're probably engaged in that team's website primarily. You know what I'm saying? So you probably have a pool of social media engagement like in sports like the NFL of all the fans that maybe just follow the NFL channel, but they follow all the other stuff. And so that number's got to be because bro, they're doing 30, 40 million viewers on the weekends for football.
Yeah, compared to the 100 million subscribers.
So it's got to be like the cumulative amount of subscribers for NFL content, meaning all the teams and stuff, has got to dwarf WWE. I see what you mean. Yeah. So, even though WWE is big, right? Yeah. So Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis announced in a video package that Damian Priest and Balor will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles as a 6-pack ladder match. And they said the teams will compete on Raw and SmackDown to qualify for the match. All right, right now I am not a fan of this because let's be honest, they haven't done a lot of like good storytelling for angles for the tag team division too. Like they do like a 1 week buildup, like you gotta come out like somebody will win a qualifying match. They'll wrestle, and then I don't know. This is not they're kind of foregoing personal storytelling here for just matches. So I don't know. Priest and Balor were unhappy about the announcement. This did not make it to. Travis Scott was in the crowd. He came there with Jey Uso, Ivy Nile, and Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. 2 minutes. Let LeRae and Hartwell go over.
Did you see this?
No, it didn't make it to Hulu.
Bro, this was brutal. Bob Evans,
it's only 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what was brutal. This was like, okay, so she gets in the match. She's still really green. I mean, she should not even be at this high-skilled, high-level platform as a wrestler, right? As a manager, she's okay. And so LeRae starts to cut a promo on her in the ring. That's why people don't like you, not just in the ring, but in the dressing room. She probably should have gotten on the mic and done.
Oh, I saw this clip on YouTube, right? Yeah, right. This is bad acting too.
Right, and she's doing really bad crying. And also, bro, she's one of these little girls that it's hard for me to get into because she's so small. Why is she bullying somebody bigger than her? It almost reminds me of, remember when Nia Jax was being bullied by Alexa Bliss? And I was like, what? Remember that?
Yeah.
This is kind of the same way. How is somebody that small bullying you? She's trying to get sympathy, so people are trying to get people behind her, but this was really bad. And this was brutal. Bob Evans, pick any of Joe's t-shirt designs bad. This is bad.
Well, plus two is that this is kind of weird that they fed into this internet outrage over the fan, yelling at Maxine Dupree, telling her that she sucks. Because think about this, Cody. They're literally made an angle, and they did this on the show. They talk about there's a reason why because one fan at a show got caught in a hot mic yelling "you suck" at her when she's walking out of the ring, and they're trying to make a storyline out of that.
Yeah,
hey, come on, guy, really? It was that big of a deal. Just seriously,
let's turn this into a storyline.
Now what you're doing
very badly done, by the way.
You're literally empowering fans to try to become a part of the show and start yelling things at the performers that might go viral, which might happen. So next was
well, this was not good.
Yeah. Pearce and Aldis spoke about the tag title match at WrestleMania, so the 3 challenging teams from Raw and 2 from SmackDown. Priest and Balor stormed in the office with McDonough and complained, and Priest demanded to know whose idea it was. And Pearce had a conversation with Miz and R-Truth. Priest called for a match against him, and Pearce said Miz and Truth were not at Raw because they were doing media. Truth walked in the room and didn't realize it was Monday. Then Priest told Pearce to make the match. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah. Cody Rhodes come out. He's introduced by Cole, and he headed the ring dressed in suit. Cody champ broke out. He's over huge. What do you want to talk about? Cole asked. I had to. They had 2 chairs in the ring. Cole recorded The Rock point out that he's on the board of directors, Cody's boss. Then Cole asked Cody why he slapped Rock and said he knows Rock claims to be his boss, but he's not sure that he is. Cody said this Rock is his boss and felt good to slap his boss. And he said the Rock was a great wrestler before everything else came along. And Cody said the slap was a receipt, which is a term most professional wrestlers know. Cole asked Cody and Rollins about agreeing to have a tag match on night one and then have a championship match on Sunday. Then Cole asked Cody how he can trust Rollins, and Cody said people can change. He recalled Cody recalled Cole's heel character and also recalled when he was matched the Throne, and he said the person sits on the throne has now become his closest working ally. Cody said he even teamed with Jey Uso, and Cody said he and Rollins haven't always gotten along, but Rollins has always had his respect. Cody said this is a shot at getting a fair fight against Reigns on night 2 and set up footage on the big screen of Cole asking him in October whether coming close to winning the title would be Cody's story just as was his father's story. Cody said it was a good question. He asked Cole if he looked nervous and scared, and Cody said the old head podcasters can't believe he's wearing suits and using big words. What old head podcasters are saying that?
All right, somebody said that was something Russo does a lot. I thought of Konnan, because Konnan now and then will say, well, he looks and sounds like a used car salesman. And I was like, is that where he's getting this from? Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe he listens to some of our content. I don't look at it like that. I think he looks great out there. So I don't think he's seen it. That's it, bro. That's old school wrestling. On WCW Saturday night, when you watch like the old Gordon Solie interviews, like a lot of the wrestlers were dressed in their gear, but a lot of the wrestlers like the over champion guys who come out dressed nice with their championship belt, like Ric Flair.
But what was it that you said that the old head podcasters say that you thought was mean, Joe?
And he was wearing a suit and using big words.
Yeah.
Well,
like he's very well, like he's kind of like intelligently versed, like
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. To me, like I said, and this goes back to AEW, he just always came off to me like kind of a cheesy, carny TV evangelist, used car salesman type of disingenuous guy. He has that look, like that. Remember that movie Bad Boys or whatever, where Captain America what was that one called, Feeney?
Yeah.
The superhero show where the main guy was called
the boys. Yeah, sorry,
the boys. Where the main guy, remember?
Yeah,
he reminded me like that. Like you thought he was a cool guy, but was actually like that.
Yeah, and he actually put that guy's Homelander. Actually, his gear in AEW, he put little like hints to Homelander's superhero outfit, like the colors or something like that. And people were like, "Oh, he's going to be Homelander,"
Okay, I don't want to be referred to as an old head podcaster. I want to be referred to as a wise man.
Well, that's Hagen for us, since we call him Marks.
Well, him is the wise man, but the old head podcasters were kind of like the wise men, because like you can't compare us to the Mark podcasters because they're, what I'm saying. So, but the old head podcasters makes it kind of like dismissive, like maybe like kind of these younger podcasters know more than we do, which is stupid. So he said the story is no longer about him and Reigns, it's about the fans who followed him to the absolute end. And Cody told a story about a blind fan who came to the show to feel the cheers, another who underwent spinal fusion surgery and wanted nothing more to get his weight felt. That's fascinating that those stuff like that works for Cody, because it doesn't seem like, it seems like contrived a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cody brought up his sister that Rock didn't mention and his mother. Cody got emotional when he said he couldn't hand the title belt to his father, but he could still hand it to his mother, Michelle Rubio. And Cody also brought up his wife, Brady Rhodes. She took a shot on him when he's wearing a goofy mask and taking RKOs every night. And Cody's a great actor because the tears were very genuine here, it looked like, right?
Yeah.
He said the story's beyond him, but it's up to him. He said he stood up and looked in the camera and recalled Roman Reigns stating last year that WrestleMania they were in the third inning. Cody declared they're in the final inning. And Cody said Cole will get to say at WrestleMania that Cody Rhodes finished the story, and then Cody shook hands with Cole and hugged him. I already know the finish of WrestleMania, I think.
Damien?
I think they're going to do the same thing they did the year before, and they're going to add new members to the bloodline that appear, and they just signed Tama Tonga. They're going to sign Jacob Fatu. I would not be surprised if the bloodline loses the tag match. They're all cleared from ringside, and everybody that we know is like, and we introduce a new member of the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? That comes and helps. That's what I.
You think Cody's going to lose again, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you don't,
because here's why. We talked about this about a month ago. If Cody wins, what's more compelling television? Like, where's the compelling TV? Because you know how there's always that thing, like the story's over, the story he won, then it's like, all right, well, what's next? But like right before you're ready to finish the story, you start a new story and you continue this, and it makes it more
I
compelling.
think the reason he's going to win is because I don't think they would have taken Rock out of the picture if Cody wasn't going to win. Because if he doesn't win, those same people that Rock was there are going to go ballistic.
Like, remember back in the day, the story was Sting is standing up to the evil Hogan, and it was built for a year and a half, and everybody expected Sting to beat him and win the title. And when they did that finish, WCW as a whole kind of deflated, So
yeah,
that's why I always say,
it killed a lot of momentum. It almost like when Nash did the finger doom a poke, that thing right there, like you could just feel. I was there, bro. I was there, and the dressing room and the audience were like, "What?"
Joe, write this down for a future T-shirt.
Finger doom a poke.
The finger doom a poke. Have a picture of Cody with his fingers.
Like Uncle Sam. I want you.
Like this. Yeah, you just have your fingers sticking out like this. You poking something. The finger doom a poke.
That's what I mean when I say, when you talk about this.
I think if you were not to win, dude, that place is going to go nuts.
Okay, like I'm saying, I don't like to know what's going to happen. Right.
Me neither.
But if I was booking, and I very rarely like to do this with fantasy booking, right? I think this is another thing. Bro, how late is The Rock just here just for the lead of the WrestleMania and the WrestleMania is gone? Or is The Rock going to be a regular character periodically on the show going forward? Because that's important. Because if he is, his character is that he's on the board of directors.
Right.
And he can pull strings and stuff, and he can continue to this guy.
I don't think he'll he'll be a regular because just all the other he has going on, but I could see him coming back every now and then like Brock Lesnar did.
Joe, look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Look up what Rock has coming up. I know the United States, the Universal Football will be starting soon, but does he have any movie projects that he has coming that would there are obstacles in his way for because let's be honest, he's doing WWE right now, and WWE is a super hot brand. It's not like he's even really taking a step back in the entertainment industry right now because SmackDown's is the number one show on TV on Friday nights on all of TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he's still married.
Like, from May to August, he's going to be filming The Smashing Machine about Mark Kerr.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting story, the Mark Kerr story.
Yeah. Very good story.
Wow.
That's the only movie I could see, according to this article anyway, that he's filming this year.
So it's April to August, so he could probably show up at a few SmackDowns.
SummerSlam?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That's the thing. I think that's a variable that's important going forward. So next is and then bro, anybody that's like hating on Cody's push, all you got to do is look at a promo like this that he did where he's just nailing all his promos. Everybody in that company is nailing all their promos. Drew, Seth, everybody.
Said AJ wasn't. So AJ's on.
Right. Yeah,
that's what's great. That's what's great when you have a highly competitive locker room.
Right.
Okay. And we had it in WCW.
Right.
Because if you did a bad promo or something, you were going to get destroyed in the locker room, in the hotel,
yeah.
And you had to deal with it,
Yeah, if you screwed up, the boys policed your screw ups.
Right.
You would find out about it.
But if you did something good, you'd come back and, good,
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So that's a very competitive locker room. I can tell just by talking to them.
Right. Becky Lynch approached Liv Morgan backstage and looked at one another intensely. Then Lynch offered a handshake with Morgan accepted. The Nia Jax attacked both of them, but Lynch was able to sit up in the backstage area for some strange reason. And bro, they've made Nia Jax one of the most interesting female characters on the show, which is credit to them because she was one of the most least interesting persons on the show for years. And it's true, she should be beating up these girls. She's a bully, right?
By the way, I forgot to say one thing. I love that line by what's this guy's name? Cody, when he goes, "If Rock is my boss, and I'm not sure that he is, it sure feels great to slap your boss," which I'm sure Joe can relate to that.
Yeah. The Kabuki Warriors against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark for the tag titles. And 10 minutes, take a while, guess who went over? The Kabuki Warriors. Bro, it's funny. They like all of these girls, like Shayna, Zoe Stark, they kind of tried to use Rhea to kind of give these girls a rub. Like a girl would show up, they give her a push a little bit, she'd wrestle Rhea, and after that she'd lose, and then like she'd be, they're all in no man's land, you know?
So this is what I think. When they were walking down the hall together, I don't know if you saw that segment, the Japanese girls with Dakota. Bro, they just look cool.
Right.
Just walking down the hall. Dakota, to me, still looks like Wardlow out of place.
Right.
You know?
Right.
This was a good match, but the problem is Shayna and Zoe, who are good, bro, they have no heat. They might as well be in an ice cube inside of a cooler buried 10 feet in the North Pole. Nothing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I want to say one more thing. Asuka, they are all good workers, but Asuka's in a whole nother league with her work rate.
Right. Rhea Ripley, Balor, and McDonough met with Andrade. And Ripley said Dominic wasn't present, but she invited him to meet and speak business. Andrade accepted the invitation and made his exit. It's kind of
yeah,
weird.
I don't know where this is going, and I like that.
I don't know where it's going, but they're given very little tiny itsy bitsy pieces where there's not a lot of, like Andrade really hasn't addressed anything here.
Right. I guess because maybe Dominic wasn't there.
Yeah, why are you like Priest maybe step up? It's like, well, hey, wait, why are you getting in our business?
Right. And
he can explain. Let him explain what's going on here with him and Rhea. Like, why does he keep coming in here? And why is Rhea,
right.
So
maybe they'll do that next week. So I'm going to give him that one more week.
Right. Andrade accepted the invitation, made his exit, and Balor said he agrees with Dom about Andrade and said he brings a lot to the table. The Priest said he wanted to focus on the 5 teams they'll face at WrestleMania. So everything still kind of has to go through. It's kind of, they still have this dynamic where like everything has to go through Priest and Rhea and Priest kind of disagree on where things should go. So
right.
That might come to fruition someday. Damian Priest versus R-Truth. Basically, what do you call it? Finn and JD McDonough attack. Everybody got involved here. But basically, Finn and JD were fighting with Gargano and Ciampa. Truth went up to the top and dove onto the pile of wrestlers on the floor, and then Truth returned the ring and ate a clothesline. And Priest pulled his straps down to give the heaven the choke slam.
Yeah,
and then he choke slammed Ciampa on the apron. Then Balor hit the coup de Gargano, so the heels got all the heat.
Yeah, and basically, I think what they're setting up is probably the DIY guys versus the Judgment Days for a tag team match.
Right, but the DIY guys need some more character development because I'm not into that.
Did you talk to Priest at Dom's wedding, Konnan?
Yep.
Did he say anything about the show?
Well, what, he supposed to come on the show?
He wanted to come on, and he gave me contact info for who I could ask and clear it with, and I never heard back from that.
Well, maybe talk to Damien yourself and ask him to help you.
Yeah.
Well, you had a chance to talk to him yourself because you had a...
Yeah, bro, I'm at a party. I'm not remembering about the podcast. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'll see him in 2 weeks. Me and him are probably going to kick it, so...
Jey Uso comes out for promo and said he came to Raw for a fresh start, but the Bloodline's brother Jimmy won't let him go. He challenged Jimmy to face him at WrestleMania. Jey told Jimmy to accept the challenge because it says it knocked the yeet out of you. Gunther was on this backstage, and he noted that he's held the title for 640 days. So there's some who believe Gunther's become overconfident, that's what Redmond said, that he might be underestimating the 6-minute gauntlet match. Gunther said it's none of his concern. So he beat Ricochet, become champion, and elevated the title he's never seen before. Then Gunther said he's whoops. Hey, come in. Gunther said he's flattered, knows that Smith will leave it all in the ring to earn the right to face. They wish good luck to whoever wins the gauntlet. Okay, so this is an easy review to do because it wasn't a lot of content because he had that gauntlet match, which took up a good portion of the show. I think it started like at 20 after 10, right? If I saw the time correctly. This is a long match.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I just lost my spot here. Okay. So then they go to
you're talking about the gauntlet?
Yeah, so next...
So let me just say this. So Jimmy looks like he's going to face Jey probably at WrestleMania, which is another good match. And it harkens, now that is a white word, it harkens me back to the days of when, remember there was a WrestleMania that Brett and Owen actually opened? I don't know which one it was. That was a really good match. And then if you remember, Matt and Jeff had a match. So this might be really good. Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. All right. I'm not gonna go over everything here, but let's just say that it came down to Sammy and Gable for the last two in the gauntlet match, right?
Right.
They both got to their knees and Gable grabbed Zayn from behind. Zayn elbowed Gable, blasted him with a forearm shot. Gable, who was bleeding from the mouth, lowered the strap of the singlet and let out a primal scream before suplexing into a bridge for a 2 count. Then Gable applied the ankle lock, and Gable and Zayn was selling his ankle before that. But Singh countered into a pin and got the 3 count. And after the match, Gable pulled Zayn to his feet and they hugged. Then Gunther's music played and he walked out just in a suit. And Gunther smiled as he looked at Zayn to close out the show. Once again, I'm not a fan of Sami Zayn as a babyface against Gunther. I don't think I would not. Like I said, if Sami Zayn beats him for this, I'm just not into that. I think Sami's a better heel champion. I think he's a better heel. I think he's still riding the coattails of the bloodline angle for his babyface. So he's definitely not over as a babyface like he was. So I'm not into that, to be honest. What did you think of this?
Well, I think that, Gunther's doing incredible work and we don't want him to drop it, but he's got to give the rub to somebody. And I think Sammy was really hot, and this may be a way to get him hot again.
Yeah. I heard, did you hear the rumors, Joe, that the Brock Lesnar might be back in the mix here?
Yeah. They put him back on the superstar page at WWE.com. Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're looking at this and seeing they're not feeling Gunther versus Zayn for WrestleMania. They maybe want to do Gunther and Brock. I'm wondering because I'm not feeling that either. Because honestly, dude, Gunther versus Zayn sounds like a Raw main event. That's not a significant match on WrestleMania that I would think. We
know the match will be great. And like I said before, I think they want to give back to Sammy because he lost so much steam when they took him out of the bloodline and he was really over. Right. And this might get him over again because this guy's so legit that whoever he gives the rub to, if they take advantage of it, they could really elevate somebody more than they really are.
Would you do it?
2 years or something?
Would you use this to elevate Sammy?
No. Sammy doesn't need. Sammy doesn't need. To me, Sammy doesn't need elevation.
Yeah.
Sammy needs to be like either get back to.
I do, because I don't think anybody thinks that if he were to go for the title right now, he would win it. And there was a time when people thought he could. So I would bring it back to that.
Okay. Here's. I'm going to ask you a question. Right. Is Sami Zayn a more compelling television character as a rocky underdog babyface or as the neurotic heel that he used to be?
I think both.
Yeah, I think both.
Really?
Yeah, because
I loved his neurotic heel.
So did I.
It was great.
And I also loved him when he was an Uso.
Yeah, he was great.
That was great TV.
Yeah, but he was a babyface because of the way he was interacting with the bloodline, not because he was like a principled babyface.
All right, but he was still a babyface, and people were chanting his name. And when he went to Canada, the place sounded like, I don't know, Taylor Swift came out there. The place just went nuts.
Interesting.
And they thought he was going to win the title. Like they really, really were behind him, and it was, it was a good. They probably didn't see him as a championship material.
Right.